What's going on, my people? It's GBP baby, and in this video I'm gonna be just um, I'm gonna go over where you should start if you want to be looking into ICT concepts. I started looking into ICT in August 2022. It's been how many months now? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Damn, it's been nearly 8 months. So yeah, I'm gonna just go over where you should start. He recommends starting with the 2022 mentorship, I believe. That's where I started. I started with the 2022 mentorship. I finished that, and then I went straight onto his core content. And in between that, I was dabbling around with. There was a slight delay between the end of his 2022 mentorship and the start of his core content dropping. So in between that phase, I was looking at his other content in terms of looking at his sniper series, the OTE setups. What else did he have? OTE, just information on the London session, the Asian range, and all of his videos in between anyway. So there is a lot of content on there, but I'd start with the 2022 mentorship, as it did create a strong understanding, a strong basis for what it is his concepts promote. And the first lesson, and I'll probably never forget this lesson I learned, is understanding buy side and sell side, buy stops and sell stops. Above the market, there's buy stops, and below the market, there's sell stops. And being able to recognize these within the market is probably one of the most important things in trading, I'd say, overall with his concepts. So in this video, I am going to run down like what is buy side and what is sell side, and also show you how to keep practicing at it, because one thing he preaches and one thing I've definitely learned from his teachings is that it's exposure to the markets what teaches you. It's not necessarily a strategy or like a specific pattern. It is literally just exposure to the markets and seeing it every single day and recognizing these patterns to the point where you can't unsee it. So now when I look at markets, certain things stand out to me purely because I've had the practice of just looking for them so often. Like every time I look at the market, which was literally every day, I'd be marking out these things. So I'm going to show you what buy stops and sell stops are, or buy side and sell side. What you want to be looking for when you first, come onto TradingView and get into your first charts, you need to be looking for the swing highs and the swing lows. But we'll start with the swing highs. So I'm going to mark out all the swing highs. I'm going to be using this tool, and we're just going to be delineating all the significant swing highs. And you can see at first you might not be fully understanding of what's significant and what's insignificant, but over time you'll start to understand where the significant swing highs are resting. So I'll just carry on marking them, and I'm making this, I may be making this look easy, but like if you go into the charts and just keep doing this every single day, you'll start to understand what's significant, why they're significant, and how they differentiate to other swing highs that may not be considered significant. Now I'm going to mark out the swing lows, significant swing lows. Let's mark it out in a different color. We'll make it blue. Oh, right, what am I doing? Okay, cool. Obviously there's swing lows in between, but I'm just marking all the ones that are standing out to me. Right, I don't want to make it too messy, but as you can see, these are the types of swings that you want to be learning to recognize. Now I know it seems a bit crazy and doesn't seem like anything makes sense straight away, but they're like, just understanding the difference between buy side and sell side will put you ahead way more than anything else. So this is what I'd recommend starting to do. Just literally going into your charts, marking the swing highs and marking the swing lows, and learning to understand and know and recognize them straight away. You should be able to recognize, okay, that's a significant swing high, that's a significant swing low. Why you need to know this is not important right now. It's just focusing and understanding that you can recognize them. And remember, price is what's the word, fractal. Therefore, what I'm doing on this high time frame on the daily can be applied right down to the 5 minute. So we'll go down to the 5 minute and do the exact same thing. Also, you'll notice how price tends to, you know, consolidate and trade around these levels, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. So look, this is on the 5 minute, and I can do the exact same thing. I can mark out all the significant swing highs. Let's make swing highs, we'll keep them in black. There's swing high. Oh, I'm making a bit messy. Swing high here, 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 here. And what you'll recognize is the way that price trades to these levels. Oh. Yeah. So you'll see how price is gravitates towards these levels, and then uses them as, and you'll see how they go from support to resistance, and resistance support. Let me start again. You'll see how price trades to these levels and see how they go from resistance to support and support to resistance. So we can see we traded up to this swing high, came back down, it becomes support, trade up to this level, comes back down to it, acts as support to this level, to this level, to this level, and you'll see price steps higher and higher until it's ready to turn around, like so. And then when it's turning around, this is when you'd mark the sell side swing lows, and you'd be able to see the same kind of patterns emerging. So I'll just clear my drawings again. Let's make it red this time, and we'll just mark out all the swing lows I can recognize. And again, you'll see how price is doing the exact same thing, trading to these levels, acts as turning from support into resistance. And it's just being able to recognize this, which is really important to, I'd say, the very, very basics and as a starting point for understanding ICT concepts. So I'm not sure, I don't want to go into too much detail right now, because obviously there's a lot I can say, but if you don't know where to start, I recommend going to his 2022 mentorship, starting to go and listen to what he's saying regarding, you know, buy side and sell side. I believe that's one of the first lessons, and just understand that below the market there's sell stops, and above the market there are buy stops. So I'm going to go through a few more charts before we finish the video, and I'll just show you what I mean by buy stops and sell stops. So above this high would be considered buy side liquidity, so I'm going to write buy side liquidity. This is also known as buy stops, so we can put buy stops. And below this low previously was sell side liquidity, so I'll put sell side, and then we can write sell stops, and also I want it to be a brighter red. And with this in mind, you'll see that price clearly traded down. This is very recent, this is 26th of April on Dixie. Traded down, took out the sell side liquidity, and then after that it decided to go for the buy side liquidity. And honestly, as simple as it sounds, that's pretty much all the market does. It goes between buy side to sell side to buy side to sell side, and it keeps gyrating back and forth continuously. It's just understanding what sell side liquidity it's going to, and learning how to build a premise and narrative. I'd say narratives are the biggest part of understanding what liquidity it's likely to be trading to. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'd start. I don't want to keep this video too long. We've been going for 10 minutes. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you can go into the charts and do exactly what I said. Just honestly, just mark out all the swing highs and all the swing lows. You're not going to get it perfect the first time, but if you do that consistently, day after day, day in, day out, eventually you'll start to recognize what highs are relative, and what highs are significant and what lows are significant, what highs are not necessarily significant and what lows are not necessarily significant. And it's this understanding that will allow you to start to build a premise. Because honestly, when I look at charts now, there are certain things that stand out to me in the click of a finger, purely because I've been doing this for so long and learning and annotating my own charts. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been GBP Baby. Hope you learned something, and leave a comment below if it helped and any more content that you'd like to see. Peace.